Excavations have been going on at Oak Island for years, but a recent dig near Garden Shaft has caught everyone's attention. Rick and Marty Lagina's team drilled a borehole in a new location this time, and about 11 feet down, they found something that surprised them. Old pieces of wood and a strange rectangular structure found at the bottom indicate that these were no ordinary objects. Some experts believe the pieces may date back to the medieval period. Because of these discoveries, a full excavation has now been planned at Lot 5 to find out what else is hidden down there. With each dig, the team comes across a new clue, and that's what keeps this mission exciting. Will these clues lead them to the secret tunnel where the real treasure is hidden? That remains to be seen. The effort to find out what is hidden under the ground of Oak Island is getting deeper every year. This time the excavation was done at Borehole 05-N27, which is near the garden shaft. As the drilling progressed, pieces of wood were found at different depths, and this is what further increases the team's interest. Rick Lagina believes that if wood is being found at such a depth, then there must be a tunnel or a structure built by humans below. Marty also seems very excited about this discovery, and says that these are the clues that take them closer to the history of Oak Island. The team's geologist, Dr. Ian, is studying these wood samples to find out how old they are and what type of wood they are. Gary has suggested that the scope of the search should be increased so that maybe a large and still hidden structure can be found nearby. This new discovery gives the team renewed hope. Perhaps it will lead them to the secret Oak Island has been hiding for years. This time, the digging on Oak Island has been prepared at a different level. The team is now working on Borehole D-05-N27, where a tunnel is expected to be about 100 feet below, and it is believed that this tunnel may be connected to the treasure. The Dumas Mining Company has become active again in this digging, and this time they have the necessary permissions and better resources. Their goal is clear: to dig at least 98 feet below the garden shaft, so that the tunnel can be reached, which is related to the metal information found in the first season. The signals that Gary Drayton found with the metal detector last time are now being examined at a deeper level. The team hopes that this summer season will give them the advantage that they could not get earlier due to the winter interruption. Oak Island has been the center of curiosity of explorers for the last several decades, and this digging is also an important part of that long journey. Now it remains to be seen whether this time the team will be able to reach the clue that can reveal the real truth about this mysterious island. The method of digging near the garden shaft has been slightly changed. This time the team is trying to proceed forward by digging the tunnel sideways, not downwards, i.e. through lateral tunneling. The purpose is that there may be a secret room or tunnel somewhere below the shaft, which has been hidden till now. The team hopes that this path will take them to a place named Baby Blob, where something big is likely to be hidden. Although, this side digging will be able to start in a few weeks, but seeing the initial preparations, it is clear that the enthusiasm of the team is very high. Along with this, archaeologists are also digging very carefully at Lot 5. The ancient things that have been found recently have brought a new twist to the story of Oak Island, especially a tunnel-like structure, which points towards the hidden treasure. Archaeologist Helen Sheldon has discovered a structure there, which seems to have been deliberately pressed and cut. This could indicate that there was some secret activity here at some point, and it may even have a connection to Garden Shaft. Gary and Peter Fornetti are also working together to find something in the ground that has some history. Every time the two of them work together, something old is sure to come to light, which makes the story of Oak Island's treasure even deeper. Whenever a new clue is found on Oak Island, the team immediately calls in experts to investigate. When a recent excavation found some suspicious metal parts, blacksmith expert Carmen returned to analyze the remains closely. Her experience helps the team identify old tools and structures.
Rick Lagina looks serious as he surveys the area. He hopes the search will lead them to the real location of the mystery that has been buried for years. Marty agrees with Rick, and this time he's determined to get to the bottom of the matter. Geologist Dr. Ian Spooner also assures the team that they're moving in the right direction, based on old records and soil composition. He believes there may be precious metals like silver somewhere in these excavations. The biggest challenge in such discoveries is to distinguish between truth and lies. Many people have been following rumors and have wasted both time and money. That is why Lagina brothers ensure that experienced experts are consulted at every step so that any decision taken is based on solid evidence. Each layer of digging on Oak Island brings new hope. This time, the team is focusing on the borehole, where changes in the soil layers are being monitored, along with the depth of the digging. Craig Tester explains that if any unknown object is encountered during the digging, like wood or unusual soil, then it could be a sign that there is a tunnel or man-made structure below. The team feels that it has now reached a turning point. Rick Lagina also believes that even if they do not find the treasure, the real goal is to bring out the long-hidden secrets of this island. Meanwhile, an interesting change has also been seen in the Money Pit. Soft soil has been found at a depth of about 53 feet, which indicates the presence of a tunnel. Although this is a good sign, taking the digging further down has now become a bit challenging due to security and technical reasons. The team of Dumas' company assured Isenth that they are fully prepared for the garden shaft. After this, the team thought for the first time that the shaft should be repaired and things should be checked underground by going there themselves, so that the situation there could be understood directly, without just relying on machines. Permission has been granted to excavate up to 98 feet deep on Oak Island, and the team is now preparing for this new phase. Previous excavations have found signs of non-ferrous metals, such as silver or copper, here. And this is what makes this excavation even more important. Rick Lagina says that this work is no longer limited to just deepening the structure, but is also an attempt to know what happened here in the past. Garden shaft is being considered as a way to reach the tunnel, which may lead to the real mysteries. Excavation of this place can help connect many aspects of the search that has been going on for 227 years, especially in understanding the initial depositional phase. Marty Lagina believes that this time could be the best opportunity to understand the whole story of Oak Island. Peter, on the other hand, accepts the technical challenges of this project, but says that the excitement in this work makes every difficulty small. While leaving the war room, Rick clearly said that now they are not just digging the ground, but they are going to peek into history. And if everything goes well, then this time, perhaps they will find the answer to the question that has been drawing people to Oak Island for centuries. Lot 5 is once again in the news during the excavation on Oak Island. This place has been considered special due to many important clues in the past. And now Gary Drayton and Peter Fornetti are engaged in new discoveries here with the help of metal detectors. With the help of Gary's experience, the two did metal detecting in different parts of Lot 5. In the process, they found things like a cribbing spike and an old historical object, which suggests that there was once human activity here. These small things point to the time when construction and excavation work began on Oak Island. When the team started investigating Lot 5 in 2022, they also found things like 18th century crockery. And most interestingly, a man-made structure was found here, which was about 13 feet in circumference, the same measurement that was recorded for the Money Pit, first found in 1795. Now, Gary and Peter plan to investigate this area more deeply. They hope that there may be something hidden beneath Lot 5 that will help unravel the mysteries of Oak Island. Today, Oak Island is known worldwide for its treasure hunts, but few know that its history began with land divisions. In 1762, Nova Scotia's Surveyor General Charles Morris divided the island, about 45 miles from Halifax, into 32 parcels, each about 4 acres in size, and all with access to water. This was not the case with any of the 360 islands in Mahone Bay. At the time, it was called Gloucester Island. but it was later renamed Oak Island because of the tall red oak trees, Quercus rubra, that were found there. In 1795, a strange sunken hole was discovered on Lot 16, sparking one of the longest and most expensive treasure hunts in history. This is where the term money pit became popular. The story of Oak Island isn't just a TV show. It's backed by decades of research and several books. Books like The Oak Island Mystery by Reginald V. Harris, The Money Pit by Darcy O'Connor, and Oak Island Obsession by Lee Lamb have explored the story in depth. In addition, numerous documentaries, magazine articles, and online resources have brought the mysterious island closer to the public. Now, the team is trying to find out how much more is hidden beneath the island's surface, and if they've really found the secret that's been waiting to be solved for hundreds of years. During the excavation at Lot 5, the team was surprised when they found a rectangular structure under the ground. This structure has been called Disco, and its depth and structure have forced the team to think in a new direction. Rick Lagina says that the place where this structure was found looks like an excavation filled with stones, and all the things found in it are very old. There was no sign of anything modern here. Rick thinks that this structure was probably buried intentionally at some time. Now the question is why? When Marty Lagina looks closely at this structure, he thinks that it may be directly related to the old money pit, or it may be a part of something even earlier than that. This discovery is giving an opportunity to look at the old events related to Lot 5 from a new perspective. Archaeologist Laird Niven inspected this structure and said that its structure and depth make it different from other structures. Now, a detailed investigation is needed to know its age and real purpose. Gary Drayton suggested that the structure should be searched with a metal detector to find any other clues or historical objects, which can help in understanding its story further. The team is now wondering why this structure was built and what was its real purpose. Is it related to the money pit or any other old operation on Oak Island? Now that the excavation has taken a new turn, let's know what else has been discovered at this place. Money Pit, the hub of ancient artifacts. The most explored site so far is the Money Pit on the eastern side of Oak Island. It was once thought to be more than 100 feet deep. The story dates back to 1795, when a young man named Daniel McGinnis and his friends discovered a hole in the ground with wooden planks every 10 feet, as if someone had purposely dug a well or tunnel. The story was also shown in an early episode of the first season of The Curse of Oak Island, where Rick and Marty Lagina tell how some boys saw signs of riches at the site 200 years ago. When excavations were carried out in the 1960s, several tunnels collapsed together, completely covering the original money pit with mud, water, and debris. Since then, the exact location has been difficult to locate. The Lagina brothers re-examined these areas in hopes that they might be close to the original pit. Oak Island's biggest challenge has been its flooded tunnels. As soon as the excavation reaches a certain depth, the surrounding water fills in and work is halted. It is believed that a long tunnel, about 500 feet, was dug from Smith's Cove so that when the water is pumped out of the pit, it can be filled again. Many theories have emerged about the money pit. Some believe that it may hold the treasure of pirates like Captain Kidd. Some link it to Shakespeare, while others link it to the mysterious history of the Knights Templar, an organization that was once very powerful and wealthy. The excavations at Oak Island have produced many different theories. Some believe the treasure is hidden here, belonging to a pirate, while others link it to old religious groups or historical events. Over time, these stories have become so tangled that it's hard to tell the difference between truth and rumor. Rick and Marty Lagina spoke to various experts to understand these theories. One interview was with author Randall Sullivan, who believes the treasure may be part of Captain Kidd's last loot. In another interview, a Freemason named Peter Amundsen said that secret codes may be hidden in William Shakespeare's works, pointing to a treasure hidden by the Knights Templar. The information available in history is often based on hearsay and speculation. Some even believe that false information was deliberately spread to make it more difficult to find the real location.
Several explorers claim to have hit a huge hole more than 100 feet below the money pit. However, most of the finds so far have been of historical significance, not economic. Some of the finds point to potential treasure, while others raise new puzzles. In Season 1, while excavating Smith's Cove, the Lagina brothers found coconut fibers, which are not found in the area. This fueled suspicions that something had been imported and buried there. In Season 5, they found a lead cross with a loop at the top, a design believed to be used by the Knights Templar. The search for treasure on Oak Island began long before the Lagina brothers. In the 1800s, many explorers had excavated here and found some things that are still in the news today. According to old excavation records, old pottery, a piece of paper-like parchment, and traces of gold on the tips of some drill bits were found at the bottom of the pit. What was special was that things like coconut fiber, wood, and stones were also found there, which may have been placed to booby-trap the pit. At the same time, there was no concrete evidence of blocking the flow of water, which suggests that earlier explorers did not try to stop it completely. During the excavation in 1804, a stone was found at a depth of about 90 feet, which was said to be 2 to 3 feet long and about 12 to 16 inches wide. This stone was not local and is said to look like black Swedish granite. It was engraved with strange symbols, the meaning of which has not been fully understood to this day. 19th century treasure hunter Jotham B. Macaulay wrote in a letter that the symbols might contain a message, such as 40 feet below, 2 million are buried. Some associate it with the French or the Knights Templar, but the stone has never been seen again since 1900. Another surprising find was the bones of 2 humans dated to the 17th century. DNA tests revealed that one was of European descent and the other from the Middle East. This shows that the story of Oak Island is not just local, but also international. The deepest objects found include some pottery from 192 feet below. These were hand-painted and appeared to be imitations of Chinese porcelain, but were likely made in Staffordshire, England, between 1700 and 1800. In 2022, when water samples were taken from some old boreholes on Oak Island, a surprising discovery was made. Geologist Dr. Ian Spooner, along with his team, which included chemist Dr. Matt Lukeman and hydrogeologist Dr. Fred Michael, tested the water and found traces of gold at depths of 80 to 120 feet. These traces were concentrated in a small area, which the team named Baby Blob. When the team started core drilling, they found tunnels that had no record before. In 3 separate boreholes, about 95 feet down, a tunnel was found that goes under the garden shaft and right in the middle of the Baby Blob. This is where the strongest indications of gold and silver have been found underground. Another discovery was made during this time. A structure was found at a depth of 82 feet that was previously thought to be an 18th century search shaft. But when a piece of wood was carbon dated, it was dated to 1735, about 60 years before Money Pit was first discovered. This means that someone worked on this place much earlier. The Lagina brothers team is currently working in collaboration with the Duma Company. Work has been started in a limited form so that the structure can be safely reconstructed and the excavation can be carried out inside. The pieces of wood found in the investigation so far have also been found to contain traces of gold. All these signs point to the fact that just a few feet below there is a tunnel in which the real treasure may be hidden, and the depth of which is said to be about 95 feet. So is Oak Island close to revealing its secrets? And what else has been found here so far? Let's take a look at these discoveries. Jaw-dropping discoveries on the island. The most interesting thing about Oak Island is that the excavations here have yielded more historical clues than treasure. Since Rick and Marty Lagina have been exploring this island, many old things have been found, After seeing which, it is clear that some big activity must have taken place here.
In 1795, a 16-year-old boy named Daniel McGinnis came here to fish. He found the ground under an oak tree sunken and saw strange marks on the branches of the tree. When he started digging with his two friends, layers of wood were found at a depth of every 10 feet. Later, this place was called Money Pit. During the search, a unique drainage system was also found here, in which the flow of water was controlled without any pipes or pumps. It was completely based on the traditional arrangement of stones. In 1970, Dan Blankenship discovered a U-shaped structure in Smith's Cove, which was seen while building a cofferdam. It had a mark every 4 feet, and Roman numerals were engraved on them. Dating of the wooden beams shows that they are from the year 1769 to 1771. That is, about 20 years before the first discovery of the money pit. Gary Drayton also found an old iron hinge during the excavation, which is believed to be from between 1600 and 1700. Its design looks like it was made for a heavy and thick door, and it has been compared to the beautiful latches installed in Fred Nolan's house. One thing is clear from all these discoveries. Some activity on Oak Island had started long before the discovery of the money pit. Now the team hopes that more mysterious things will come out from under the ground in the coming seasons. The things that have been found so far in the excavations at Oak Island offer not just hints of treasure, but also of history. In 2022, Gary Drayton and Jack Begley found a copper object with strange markings engraved on it. The object was mostly copper, but traces of iron and zinc were also found in it. The team has counted it among the top pocket finds. That is, among the things that are most interesting and mysterious. At Smith's Cove, where the Truro Company first discovered 5 stone box drains, in 1850, the mouth of a possible tunnel has now been found. These tunnels are believed to have been deliberately built to fill the money pit with water and deter the diggers. While exploring Lot 2, Gary Drayton found a large British coin, a cartwheel penny of King George III, minted in 1797. At Lot 8, a metal detector found an old brooch believed to be from the 16th century. This is considered the Lagina team's first valuable find. While metal detecting on land owned by Fred Nolan's son Tom Nolan, an ornate keyhole plate was found, probably part of an old chest or door. Gary Drayton also found 2 coins from the era of King Charles II on the same land, dating from the 1600s, a century older than the money pit's discovery. In addition, a French soldier's cap badge was found at Lot 21, which may have belonged to a grenadier from the 1700s. Historians believe it may be linked to the Duc d'Anville expedition of 1746. A massive fleet of 97 ships and 13,000 troops sent from France, led by a member of the La Rochefoucauld family. On the western side of Oak Island, about a half-mile from the money pit, a rock well was found that never freezes, even in winter. Interestingly, water samples from this well showed a high concentration of silver, a trait not seen anywhere else except the money pit. The well is believed to be more than 800 years old. On Lot 21, near Daniel McGinnis's former home, a decorative lead object was found that resembles an ancient metalwork called cloisonné. Scientific tests revealed that it contained the same lead isotope as a lead cross found earlier, meaning both objects may date to before the 15th century. The first true gold item ever found on Oak Island was also discovered during this search, a gold-plated brooch that dates to the 14th century. It is unclear, however, whether the ornament belonged to a resident or was part of a treasure trove. Also found was a small metal tag bearing the name Ball. It is believed the tag may be linked to Samuel Ball, a former slave who later became a wealthy landowner in Nova Scotia. In 2022, a stone wall on Oak Island caught everyone's attention. When archaeologist Laird Niven examined it, he found that it was a completely different design from other 19th-century peasant-built walls. The wall was so technically different that some experts linked it to the Portuguese style. But the real surprise came when carbon dating of charcoal found in it revealed that the wall was built between 1474 and 1638, long before the Money Pit was discovered. Another discovery was an old iron spike, dated to the late 1600s and early 1700s. Such nails are believed to have been used to attach decks on Spanish ships. This could indicate that a Spanish galleon once sank in the marshy area of Oak Island, and some treasure with it. Each discovery on Oak Island reveals a new story, and it's clear that this place has become not just a mystery, but a living document of history.